Hare Krishna. Today we will be discussing the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his instructions of Lords to travel to Gaya. Om Gnanatamrandasya Gnananjanasrakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Sri Gurum Devatarana Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Eswaram Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhaiva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं श्री रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय गौर भक्त वृंद की जय आनंद लीलामय विग्रहाय हेमावति विचंद्राय तस्मै महाप्रेम रस प्रदाय चैतन्य चंद्राय नमो नमस्ते चैतन्य चंद्राय नमो नमस्ते अजानुलंबित भुजो कनकावदातो संकीर्तनायक प्रतरो कमलाय तक्षो विश्वम्भरो द्विजवरो युगधर्म पालो वंदे जगत प्रियकरो करुणावतारो जय जय श्री गौरसुंदर महेश्वरा जय नित्यानंद प्रिय नित्य कलेवरा all glories to the supreme lord Sri Gaurasundara, all glories to Nityananda's beloved lord who possesses an eternal body. जय जय सर्व वैष्णवेर धना प्राण कृपा दृष्टि करा प्रभु सर्व जीवे त्राण. All glories to the Lord who is the life and wealth of all the Vaishnavas. O Lord, please deliver the living entities by your merciful glance. This is from Chaitanya Bhagavat, from Adi Leela. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's travel to Gaya. आदि कंड कथा भाई सुना सावधान है श्री गौर सुंदर गया चलीला यमनी. Oh, brothers, listen carefully to the topics of Adi Kanda, which describe Lord's journey to Gaya. Henamatte Navadvipe Sri Vaikunthanatha Adhyapaka Siromani Rupe Kare Vas. In this way, Lord Vaikunta resided Navadvip as the crest jewel of teachers. चतुर्थ के पाषंड बढ़ाए गुरुतरा भक्ति योग नाम हिले सुनीते दुष्करा मिथ्य रसे देखी अति लोकेर आदरा भक्त सव दुख बड़ा भावेन अंतरा. As the number of atheists increased nowadays, it became difficult to even hear the mention of devotion service. The devotees were all distressed to see that the people were simply attached to illusory pleasures. प्रभु से आविष्ट हया अचेना अध्ययने भक्त सभा दुख पाया. They came upon it. Although the Lord was absorbed in studying and teaching, he noted the devotee's distress. निरवधि वैष्णव सवेरे दुष्ट गणे निंदा करी बुले ताहा सुनेन आपने. He heard how the miscreants were constantly blaspheming the Vaishnavas. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited Gaya for many purposes, and many instructions are there throughout this pastimes. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, first of all, he has come to establish, so give Krishna Prema to everyone. Chirada Dattam Najagupta Vittam Saprema Atram. So he has come to give this Krishna Prema so easily to everybody. Now, at this point, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not initiated yet, and he is going to offer Pinda for his father Jagannath Mishra's passing away at Gaya. So that is first reason, but that is not the main reason. At that time, many smartas were increased. No one was practicing pure devotion service. And then a lot of atheists creating havoc, and also a lot of people are creating disturbances of offenses against them, then criticizing the Vaishnavas. And there was no value, and hardly you can find less than 1% of the pure devotees. And it is very difficult to practice devotion service. Everybody is gave up this path of pure devotion service. So that's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took this to the task to teach, because anyway he has appeared to teach this path of pure devotion service and giving Krishna Prema. So that is why we can see here these verses, first few verses are describing this context, the miscreants, blaspheming Vaishnavas, or the atheists, and then yeah, the smartas just can simply caught up with rules and regulations. चित्ते इच्छा हैला आत्म प्रकाश करिते बाविलेन आगी आसी गिया गाय हैते इच्छा मय श्री गौर सुंदर भगवान गया भूमि देखिते हैला इच्छा तान Lord does desire to manifest himself, but he thought he should first visit Gaya. The supremely independent Lord Gaurasundar desired to see the holy place of Gaya. Mm. So this is the now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants to visit Gaya because at that time the Buddhists started a powerful movement there for the purpose of destroying Karma Kanda in order to deliver those who follow Vedic principles from the attack of Buddhist revolutionaries. Gadadhar Vishnu placed his lotus feet on the head of Gayasura demon. The fruity workers were engaged in torturing Agneswara Vishnu in various ways. That is why the Lord manifested his incarnation of Buddha and exhibited the misuse of Karmakanda before the eyes of the public. Thus, refuting his false misconception, later on the so-called followers of Buddha forgot the constitutional duties of devotion service to Vishnu and accepted Buddha as separate from Vishnu, thereby increasing the darkness of godless philosophy that is opposed to the Vedas. Although the lotus feet of Vishnu were placed on the head of the Buddhist Acharya who was polluted with misconception and aversion to pure devotion service, was found in the concentration process of those who rejected fruitive activities. Various desires for enjoying imaginary fruits of material enjoyment replaced unalloyed devotional service to Vishnu. Gaurasundara enacted the pastime of visiting Gaya in order to cheat and bewilder ordinary mundane people who attach to fruitive activities, ignorant of the purport of Vedas. Say, this is the following the philosophy of Charvak: beg, borrow, steal, and enjoy this material world while you are on this planet. Mm, uh, very prominent at the time. Faith in the concept of reincarnation was totally lost. Although the concept of reincarnation accepted Buddhist, the transcendental variegated personal supreme Lord is full of six opulence did not find a place in understanding, subduing. That's why Lord Gada, which is opposite to Vedas, Lord Gadadhara Vishnu established at Gaya a supreme lotus feet which are full of transcendental variegatedness. Mm. So these lotus feet were established. Vamandev has appeared here. According to the mantra from Rigveda, Treda Nidatade Padam, I place three steps. Sri Vamandev is the predominating deity of Gaya Dham. By worshipping those feet which are the source of transcendental pastime, the impersonal conception of the Lord is defeated. So that's why Lord has come to Gaya. That is one set of reasons. There are another set of reasons coming up is teaching one must take the initiation or diksha, surrender, submission to the lotus feet of Guru. Without serving a pure devotee of the Lord, there is no possibility. Without having a Guru darshan, there is no way you can attain Krishna darshan. There is no. This is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur has told, and we'll see many examples. Without serving Vaishnava, there is no way to come to the path of perfection. People may say sometimes examples of people who has not taken initiation and attained entered to liberation or Vaikuntha. That is not possible. Shastra explains clearly. Vishwanath Thakur giving commentary. There are three ways, three different categories. One is Adhunik. Adhunik means currently in this life we are taken initiation from a bona fide spiritual master. That is one way. And then the Praktan means sometimes there are examples of Lord Jagannath devotees or in other Vrindavan or other places. So Praktan means in the previous life they have taken initiation. They are just continuing on the journey in this life. So not necessarily they are taking initiation again. So they are continuing on there. So those are the Praktan category of devotees. And then third category is Paramparik. So Paramparik means still association of devotees they are getting like so Prabhupada is teaching, Prabhupada is instructing, and then somebody is receiving the instruction, and then he is going out and telling this is what Sri Prabhupada said, and then someone who is receiving that knowledge and taking with full faith, full submission, and then is sincerely following that, as we have seen that one air hostess or one lady who got remnants of Sri Prabhupada, and then she went and she didn't take initiation or anything, almost thousands of miles away they found one devotee went and distributing books in France or somewhere in the UK or somewhere. And then they found this lady all of nowhere. It's a place is nowhere. And then they knocked the door and then they saw everything. She was chanting and she had the deity, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's deity and Prabhupada. So everything. She was not initiated, but she was following all the principles of what path of perfection, Krishna consciousness is all about. So this is the paramparik Means one who is hearing either through pure devotee of the Lord or his devotees. The devotees heard from pure devotee. Then from him by hearing and strictly following. The person who is teaching may not have that conviction, but the person who is hearing had conviction because of this bhakti unmukha sukriti from past life. So, and then they are taking up seriously and are following, and then the Lord is giving the mercy. In that way, they are initiated in that third way. This is paramparic. But one must take without devotee's mercy. In this case, Sri Prabhupada's mercy was there, receiving Maha remnants and association, moments of association. So that's why, without the mercy of a pure devotee of the Lord, there is no way to attain perfection. There is no way to go back to Godhead. It is just not possible. So that is also taught by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through this pastime of meeting Ishvara Puri and taking initiation. Before that, also is showing to how he gets a fever. He wants to bewilder people. That is another reason. But another reason is he wants to teach that how much Lord sees, how much he says this fever cannot be cured unless I drink the water washed of the Brahmanas, water from the Brahmanas' feet. So he is showing by example, without serving a devotee, without purifying, that's why there's a procedure, a process, 6 months to a year before initiation. We must engage in the process. Then we can take, we must be qualify ourselves to before initiation. So that is very important. And serve the devotee. Without serving devotee, there is no way. You can't attain Krishna, you can't even get qualified to take initiation. Lord will not arrange. There will be obstacles after obstacles. So with these are many instructions are there throughout this, and we'll see that examples of this how important it is. But let's hear further. शास्त्र विधि नाम श्रद्धा कर्मादि करिया yatra करे chalila aneka shishya laya. After performing Shraddha ceremony for his father, according to scriptural injunctions, Lord departed for Gaya with many of his students. जननीर आज्ञा लाया महा हर्ष मने चलिलेन महाप्रभु गाया दर्शने. The Lord first took permission from the mother Sachi and then happily left to see Gaya. सर्वदेश ग्राम करी पुण्य तीर्थमया श्री चरण हैला गया देखी दे विजय. As the Lord passed through various towns and villages on the way to Gaya, they were all turned into holy places by the touch of his lotus feet. Yeah. So that's why Swanta Svena Gadaputa, Tirthi Kurvanti Tirthani, that instruction is also there. So that's why you could go visit holy places, you could be taking bath in Ganga, you could do so many things, but unless you serve a pure devotee of the Lord, that is the most significant because you get the mercy right away. As long as you are submissive and receptive, you get the mercy right away. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showing that example here, because that is a by you can instead of holy places may take long time by visiting, by taking bath in Ganga takes long time, but simply by moments of association with pure devotee, by taking his dust, by taking the water washed from his feet, by taking remnants, all these ways we can attain path of perfection very quickly. We'll see further. धर्म कथा वाको वाक्य परिहास रसे मंदिर आया प्रभु कते का दिवसे. The Lord and his students conversed, joked and discussed various religious topics, and after a few days they arrived at Mandara Hill. The Lord first saw the deity of Madhusudana at the top of the hill, and then he wandered about the hill according to his desire. Dekiya mandire Madhusudana tataya brahmilena sakala parvata swaliya. So, and then further, यही मत कटा पाता आसीते आसीते आरा दिना ज्वरा प्रकाशिलेना देहेते. While traveling like this, one day the Lord manifested a fever. This is also for a reason. प्राकृत लोकेरा प्राय वैकुंठ ईश्वर लोक शिक्षा देखाइते धरिलेना जीव ज्वरा. See that लोक शिक्षा. In order to instruct people, the Lord of Vaikuntha displayed a fever like an ordinary person. Uh, yeah. So to bewilder. So some Madhyapate Jvara Prakashilena Isware Sishya Gana Hilena Chintita Antare. When the Lord manifested his fever halfway to Gaya, the heart of his students were filled with anxiety. Pate Rahi Karilena Bahu Pratikar Tatapi Na Chade Jvara Hena Icha Tandra. They tried to cure him with various remedies, but by the desire of the Lord, his fever did not subside. तवे प्रभु व्यवस्थिता औषध अपाने सर्व दुख खंडे vipra padodaka pane. The Lord prescribed his own medicine. If I drink the water that has washed the feet of Brahmanas, my suffering will be relieved. So that's why it is very important. Yeah. Water wash the feet of the Brahmanas. So that one must have those qualities. One must take the mercy of, one must receive, purify himself by this. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is showing. विप्र पादोदकेर महिमा बुझी हाइते पान करिलेन प्रभु अपने से साक्षाते. Lord then drank the water that had washed the feet of Brahmanas in order to reveal its glories. Vipra padodaka pana kariya Iswara sei kshane susta haila ara nahi dvara. As soon as the Lord drank the water, his fever subsided and he felt relief. According to Vedas and Purana, it is the nature of the Supreme Lord to drink the water that has washed the feet of a Brahmana. Iswara ei kare vipra padodaka pana ei tana swabhav Veda Purana Praman. So many quotations. There is no way without the mercy of one should perform the activities of engaging in service to the pure devotees. Then only we will be able to attain Krishna. Again and again, these things are mentioned. Now we can see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's quotations from uh, to these Kulina Gram Vasis. प्रभु कहिए वैष्णव सेवा नाम संकीर्तन दुई करे शीघ्र पवे Sri Krishna चरण. The Lord replied, you should engage yourself in the service of the servants of Krishna and always chant the holy name of Krishna. If you do these two things, you will very soon attain the shelter at Krishna's lotus feet. Madhya Leela chapter 16, verse number 70. Then another one, Madhya Leela chapter 22, verse number 125. तदीय तुलसी वैष्णव मथुरा भागवत ये चारीर सेवा हया कृष्णेर अभिमता. Tadiya means Tulsi leaves, the devotees of Krishna, the birthplace of Krishna, and the Vedic literature Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna is very eager to see his devotees serve Tulsi, Vaishnavas, Mathura, and Bhagavatam. So that's it. It's very important to serve the devotees. So and further, we can see Lord Krishna himself is exhibiting. How he is exhibiting? In the case of Sudama Vipra, what did he do? Ata upavesya paryanke swayam sakyu samarhanam upahritya avani jasya pado padava ne jani. He is swayam sakyu samarhanam. Personally, Lord personally went. Lord seated his friend Sudama upon the bed. Then the Lord, who purifies the whole world, personally offered him various tokens of respect and washed his feet. O king, after which he sprinkled the water on his own head. He anointed him with very divinely fragrant sandalwood, agru, and kumkum paste, and happily worshipped him with aromatic incense and array of lamps. After finally offering him betel nut and the gift of a cow, he welcomed him with pleasing words. How important it is. We can see that Lord Himself is showing this. My devotee is greater than me. So again and again we see that. So he's running. Puyet Amgri Renu, Nirapreksham, Santam, so Nirvairam Sarva Bhuteshu, Puyet Amgri Renu. Lord is saying, I am being glorified. I got the fame because I ran behind my pure devotees. I'm always behind. And he's always telling, I'm being controlled by my devotees. I'm not independent. Aham Bhakta Pradino. Asvatantra hi Dvija. Bhaktair Bhakta Janapriya. So I don't have separate independence. I'm controlled by the pure devotees. So that's why we can see. That's why we should always glorify devotees. Always give. Be compassionate. Dhruva Maharaj is also telling this Gunadikam Mudam Lipset Anukrosim Gunadamat Maitrim Samanat Anvichen Na Tapar Avidiyate. Every man should act like this. When he meets a person more qualified than himself, he should be very pleased. When he meets someone less qualified than himself, you should be compassionate toward him. And when he meets someone equal to himself, you should make friendship with him. In this way, one is never affected with threefold miseries of the world. So this is important. If one wants to become happy within this world and get away from the threefold miseries, then this is the way how one should act. Is been mentioned by Dhruva Maharaj. And that's why one should honor. One should honor every person, not only devotee. Imagine if you don't have tilak, if you don't have a dhoti, if you don't have this dress, a kanti mala, you go anywhere, will anybody will give respect? Will anybody say Hare Krishna or anybody will give respect as of a Vaishnava? No, because that means what it means. You are representing Sampradaya, you are representing Acharya, you are representing Lord Krishna and his parampara. By that you are receiving the mercy. By that you are receiving by that you are receiving the service. By that you are getting everything. So where is this question of criticizing? Where is this question of not glorifying? Where is the question of becoming envious? So this question shouldn't arise. We have to understand how we are receiving this mercy, how somebody is giving respect because of these things. Who has given it? By birth, we are not wearing the tilak. By birth, we are not putting a neck bead. By birth, we are not practicing. So, yes, the Prabhupada is practicing and other few do, but we are not practicing. So that's why we have to understand all these things were obtained by serving Tulsi Maharani, serving devotees, so of the Lord by following the process. That's why we have to respect each and we have to serve the devotees. Bhakta Bhagavat. We have to serve devotee of the Lord. Then only we can understand what this love of Krishna Prema is, what this actually bhakti is. Otherwise, we can never understand. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is showing these examples. ये यथा मां प्रपद्यन्ते तां तथैव भजामि मम वर्तमान वर्तन्ते मनुष्या पार्थ as all surrender unto me I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects. O Sanaprata, ये तथान दास्य पदे भावे निरंतर तहान अवश्य दास्य करेन ईश्वर. Lord desires to be servant of anyone who always desires to be servant of the Lord. So there are again, so this there are different rasas. As we know, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Golok Vrindavan rasas are different, and the rasas in Vaikuntha is different. Shanta Dasya Sakya Vatsalya. In Vaikuntha planet, there are only two and a half. Shanta neutrality, Dasya servitorship, and Gaurava Sakya friendship in awe and reverence. They can do other things. This is in Vaikuntha Loka. But if you go to Golok Vrindavan, Rajendra Nandan, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, Rajendra Nandan, Shyamsundar Krishna. There you have the Shanta Dasya obviously, but then Vishramba Sakya, friendship and equality, Vatsalya, parental, and Modura, conjugal. These rasas are not there in rest of the spiritual planets. So that's why it becomes more and more. And then we are in the mode of separation. Where not this especially Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to teach Vairagya Vijaya Nija Bhakti Yoga Rakshartam Ekapuman. So yeah, he has come. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sri Radhari Yastam Maham Prapadde. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come specifically to teach the Vipralambhava, mood of separation. That's why you see that Yuga Yutam Nimesha Chikshusha Pravrusha Yutam Sunyayitam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virahyanme. अश्लेषवां पादरतां तिनस्तु मां मर्महतां करोतु यथा तदा वा तुलं पटो मत् प्राणनादस्तु सैव. This is a mood of separation because more separated, then more it increases. Further, it enhances the devotion, enhances that attraction and love. अतएव नाम त्वयिना सेवक वत्सल अपने हरिया बड़ायेन भृत्य बला. The Lord is therefore known as Sevak Vatsala, or he who is favorably inclined to his servant. He accepts defeat in order to increase his devotees' glories. सर्वत्र रक्षक हेन प्रभुर चरण बला देखी के मते चाड़ीवे भक्तगण. The devotees have only the Lord as their protector, therefore how can they give up his lotus feet? After being cured his fever in this way, the Lord and his students came to the bank of the holy Pumpuna river. Henamate Kari Prabhu Jwarera Vinas Pana Puna Tidde Dasi Aila Prakash. This is the place. Mahaprabhu marked the places near Pumpun station, which is sanctified lotus feet, which are rare for even the demigod. Presently, the servants of Chaitanya Mutt, situated in Mayapur, are attempting, as they are at Mandra Hill, to establish a temple, thereby to dedicate to the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So some of these are lost also. The lotus feet that my Guru Maharaj is holding a Jayapataka Swami. Guru Maharaj was establishing the lotus footprints. Day before yesterday, it was established there in the Gaya Vishnupad temple. There, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's footprints are also that installation has been completed. They will put the lotus footprints in few weeks or months or so. Snana Kari Pitru Deva Kariya Archana Gayate Pravishta Haila Sri Sachinandan. After taking bath and offering oblations to his forefather, Sri Sachinandan entered Gaya. As the Lord entered Gaya, the king of holy places, he offered obeisances with folded hands. Gaya Tirtha Raje Prabhu Pravishta Haya Namaskarilena Prabhu Sri Kara Yadiya Brahmakunde Asi Prabhu Karilena Snana Yatochita Kaila Pitru Devera Samman. Thereafter the Lord came to Brahmakunda, wherein he took bath and offered oblation to his forefathers. तबे आइरेन चक्रवेदेर भितरे पाद पद्म देखी बारे चलीलेर सत्वरे. The Lord then entered Chakraveda. They quickly went to see the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. This is Gaya Tirtha. Chakraveda means. Countless flower garlands were scattered like a temple dome in Lord Vishnu's footprints, which were surrounded on all sides by Brahmanas. Vipragana Vedi Ache Sri Charana Sthana, Sri Charane Mala Yena Doila Praman, Gandha Pushpa Dhupa Deepa Vatsra Alankar, Hata Kata Padi Ache Leka Joka Nahi Tara. Unlimited sandalwood paste, flowers, incense, cloth had been offered at the lotus feet of Lord. चतुर्दिके दिव्य रूप धरी विप्र गण करी तेचे पाद padma prabhu prabhava varnana. The Brahmanas appeared like divine beings as they described the glories of Lord's lotus feet. Lord Shiva accepted the same lotus feet in his heart, and the same lotus feet are constantly served by Lakshmi. Bali Sire Avir Bhava Hila Yehi Chetana Sei Yehi Dekha Yata Bhagyavanta Jana. The lotus feet were placed on the head of Bali Maharaj. Oh, fortunate souls, now see the same lotus feet here. तिलार्थ देखो यही चरण ध्यान कैले मात्र यमतार ना हयेन अधिकार patra. One who meditates on the lotus feet for even a moment never comes under the jurisdiction of Yamaraj. Yogeshwara Savara Durlabha Yehi Charana Sei Yehi Deka Yata Bhagyavanta Jana. The lotus feet are rarely attained even by the best of the yogis. Oh fortunate souls, now see the same lotus feet here. Because this lotus feet, Gaya, is very, very famous. Gadadhara Vishnu. So, the Ganga emanated from the lotus feet, and the servants of the Lord constantly keep those lotus feet in their hearts. Ananta Sayaya Ati Priya Yi Charana Sei Deka Yata Bhagyavanta Jana. The lotus feet are most enchanting on the bed of Ananta. Oh, fortunate souls, now see the same lotus feet here. Charana Prabhava Suni Vipra Gana Mukhe. Avishta Haila Prabhu Premananda Sukhe. Hearing the glories of the lotus feet of the Lord from Brahmanas, the Lord became absorbed in ecstatic love. Ashrudhara Vahe Dui Sri Padma Nayane Loma Harsha Kampa Hila Charana Darshane. As the Lord looked at the lotus feet, tears flowed from his lotus eyes. His hair stood on end and he began shivering, just like the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 6 Ashtami. Nainam Galadastudharaya Vadanam Gadgada Rodaya Gira Pulakai Nichitam Vapu Tavanam Grahanena Bhavishyati. So that is the actual mood. One who is thinking as a humble, as a blade of grass. In that mood, one who is chanting, then he can cry. He can cry. And we can see here. Sarva Jagatera Bhagye Prabhu Gaurachandra Prema Bhakti Prakashera Karila Arambita. Lord Gaurachandra then began to manifest ecstatic devotion service for the benefit of the entire world. Avichanna Ganga Vahe Prabhura Nayane Parama Adbhuta Sava Deke Vipragane. The Brahmanas were all startled to see tears from the Lord's eyes like unbroken flow of Ganga. Daiva Yoge Isra Puri O Sei Kshane Ailena Isra Ichaya Sei Stane. By the divine will of Supreme Lord, at that moment Sri Isra Puri arrived at that place. Now it gets more important. Isra Purire Deki Sri Gaurasundara Namaskar Lena Ati Kariya Adara. You will see that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu interacted with full submission. On seeing Sri Iswarapuri, Sri Gaurasundar respectfully offered him obeisances. Iswarapuri, O Gaurachandrera Dekiya, Alingana Karilena Maha Harshahaya. Iswarapuri was also delighted to Sri Gaurachandra. Now he happily embraced him. Now we see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's how he interacts, what he says when he meets his spiritual master. दोन अहंकार विग्रह दो अहंकार प्रेम जले सिंचित अले प्रेमानंद कुतूहले. In the ecstasy of meeting each other, they both became soaked in with tears of love. प्रभु बले गाया यात्रा सफला मार यथा क्षणे देखिए लेन चरण तुम्हार. The Lord said, my journey to Gaya has become successful the moment I was able to see your lotus feet. This is the most important, significant. By seeing the spiritual master, one's unauthorized, mundane, sensual, argument-based knowledge is checked. The topmost shining glories of devotional service manifest in the heart. This is the fruit of visiting holy places. Srimad Bhaktivinoda Thakur, crest jewel of Mahajanas, has written in his Kalyan Kalpataru. There's so many glories is mentioned. My dear mind, you are always attached to the different places of pilgrimage such as Ayodhya, Mathura, Haridwar, Kashi, Kanchi, Avanti, Dwarka. You want to travel to all these holy places of pilgrimage again and again for the sake of obtaining liberation. But it is clear that your heart is not becoming resolutely fixed by going to all these places. Therefore, all of your wanderings are simply useless labor. So I ask you now, dear brother, what benefit would I get by circumambulating the holy place of pilgrimage? Personally, my vow is to serve the Vaishnava with firm resolution and untiring endeavor. Vinod kahiche by Brahmiya ki phala pai, Vaishnava sevana more avrat. So this is the crux of the matter. Very, very important point. Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur is mentioning. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching further. See, Tirtha Penda Dile Sei Nistare Pitru Gana Seha Yare Penda Deya Tare Sei Jana Toma Dekilera Matra Koti Pitru Gana Sei Kshana Sarva Banda Paya Vimochan. Important point. If one offers oblation to the forefathers in a holy place, then the forefathers are delivered. But one delivers only he to whom the oblation was offered. But by seeing you, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is talking to Iswarapuri. By seeing Iswarapuri, spiritual master, pure devotee of the Lord, what will happen? However, millions of forefathers are immediately freed from the material bondage. You can see that significant point. Only those forefathers who are offered oblation at Gaya are delivered as a result of receiving those oblations. Yet simply on the strength of the piety accrued by seeing an eternally perfect associate of Krishna like yourself, millions of forefathers whose names are unknown are immediately delivered from the ocean of material existence. There is no need to separately offer them oblation for their deliverance. These most fortunate living and who receive the mercy of seeing a beloved associate of Lord delivers millions of their forefathers from the bondage of repeated birth and death. So that's you can understand the significance, how significant it is. So that's why we shouldn't take granted pure devotee of the Lord, Guru. So Prabhupada, previous acharyas, we have to understand the significance. Therefore, the holy places are not equal to you. For you purify even the holy places. भगवद भवविद भवद्विदा भगवतः तीर्थभूत स्वयं विभो तीर्थ कुर्वन्ति तीर्थान स्वान्ता स्वेन गता प्रथा. My Lord, devotees like your good self are verily holy places personified. Because you carry the personality of Godhead within your heart, you turn all places into places of pilgrimage. संसार समुद्र हिते उद्धार मोरे यही अमी देहा समर्पिलान तुम्हारे. Please deliver me from the ocean of material existence. I surrender myself unto you. So that's why Rupa Goswami instructs taking shelter at the lotus feet of spiritual master is the main entrance to the practice of devotion service. See, the main entrance. Unless you take this, there is no entrance so into the devotional practice. That is why the spiritual master of all servants and the Acharya of Abhideya, Sri Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, is mentioning in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Guru Padashraya Tasma. Therefore, one must surrender to a spiritual master. Krishna Dikshadi Sikshanam. Then that's how you receive the Siksha. And then Visramba Guru Seva, Sadhu Vartaman Vartanam. You must serve Guru with humble and humility, simple submission and receptive. And then you can ask questions. So Visramba Seva, then Sadharma Prucha, then Sadhu Margana Sadhu Vartaman Vartanam. In this way, we can understand, we can receive the mercy and we can progress. Krishna Pada Padmera Amruta Rasapana Amruta Karao Tumi Ye Chahi Dana. I beg that you make me drink the nectar of Krishna's lotus feet. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction in the Sikshastam also. He is submitting, fully submitting to Iswarapuri. He is teaching us how to submit fully at the lotus feet of spiritual. Na danam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadish kamaye, mama janmani janmani Isware, bhavatat bhakti rahaituki. With one point attention, without any other ulterior motives. बालेन ईश्वरपुरी सुनः पंडिता तुम्ही यही ईश्वर अंश जानीनो निश्चिता. ईश्वरपुरी then said, listen dear pandita, I know without doubt you are the expansion of the supreme lord. यही तुम्हारा पांडित्य यही चरित्र तुम्हारा श्रेय की ईश्वर अंश baya haya para. Can anyone other than expansion of supreme lord possess the extraordinary learning and characteristic that you have? येन आजी अमी शुभ स्वप्न देखिलाना साक्षात ताहार पला ई पैलाना. I had an auspicious dream last night Today I have obtained the fruits of the dream. Oh Pandita, I am telling you the truth. I am feeling great ecstasy every moment since I have seen you. From the time I saw you in Nadia, my heart has had no other attraction because Ishwar Puri had already met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at his home, at Advaita Acharya Prabhu's place and also at Jagannath Mishra's place. So Mahaprabhu served, Mahaprabhu met Ishwarapuri. But this is the right time, exactly. So that's now both of them. He went to Gaya, but not that he's going to meet, but Ishwarapuri appeared. This is a when we are ready, when we are purified, when we are submissive, when we are surrendered, when we are praying to Lord Nitya, that's when spiritual master appears in our life, appears in our life through devotees. So we'll be receiving that realization, we'll be receiving those instructions that he is my spiritual master. I should surrender, I should serve, I should hear, I should follow. In this way, we'll receive. This is the Nityananda Prabhu's mercy coming down through the devotees by our submission and service and by sincerity. Then we will receive that. So time has to that time has to arise, and that qualities must be there. Then it will come automatically. सत्य से एक ही हे अन्य किचु नाय कृष्ण दर्शन सुखा तोमा देखी पाए. I am speaking the truth, nothing else. When I see you, I feel the happiness of seeing Krishna. This is Ishwarapuri talking. सुनी प्रिया ईश्वरपुरी र सत्य वाक्य हासिया बलेन प्रभु मोर बड़ा भाग्य. Hearing his beloved Ishwarapuri's truthful words, the Lord smiled and said, it is my great fortune. Yehi matta kata ara kautuka sambhasa yata haila taha varni bena yugeta vyas. In this way, to exchange many other pleasing words which will be described in future of Veda Vyas. तबे प्रभु ताना स्थाने अनुमति लाया तीर्थ श्रद्धा करी वारे वसीला आसिया. The Lord then took leave from of Ishwarapuri, then went to offer oblation to his forefathers. फल्गु तीर्थ करी बलकार पिंड दाना तबे गेला गिरी श्रृंगे प्रेत गया स्थान. The Lord went to the Falgu river and offered oblation to the forefathers with sand. Then the Lord went to the Preta Gaya on top of the hill. प्रेत गया श्रद्धा करे श्री सचिनंदन दक्षिणाए वाक्य तुशिलेना विप्रगणा. Sri Sachinandan offered Shraddha at the lotus at that place, then satisfied the Brahmanas with their sweet words. Again, instructions. Sometimes when we go to these places, these are some of them are smarta, some of them are different. And then see how Lord didn't give any donation or anything. He only spoke sweet words to these Brahmanas. And there, Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur is explaining. After enacting the pastime of offering oblations at the Preta Gaya, the Lord satisfied the local Brahmanas with dakshina in the form of various sweet words. It is seen that pilgrims offer excessive respect and donation to the priests at Gaya. What to speak of this? The foolish, most greedy Panditas of Gaya have pilgrims worship their feet with flowers and tulsi leaves and thus accumulate grave offenses. That is why the Lord, rather than encouraging such an offensive activity, satisfied the Pandas simply with their sweet words. So, this is the instruction here. तवे उद्धार्य पितृगण संतर्प्य दक्षिण मानसे चलिलेन हर्ष हया. After duly delivering the forefather, Lord happily went to Dakshina Manasa. That's what we have to observe. Whenever we go, we don't need to argue. We just smile and speak sweetly, and then we can move on. Only when we see the qualified pujaris, qualified brahmanas, then we should give them. If they are being worshipped, like somebody is asking others and allowing others to worship his feet and putting tulsi leaves, that's the greatest offense. Tulsi can only go to Vishnu Tattva. No others can have tulsi at all. We can give in the hand of the pure devotee, Mr. Prabhupada or Guru, or in the hand of Srimad Radharani, but garland tulsi leaves cannot be offered at any other feet other than Vishnu Tattva, Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, Lord Rama. So only can have tulsi leaves. So that is the difference. Jiva cannot have. So तवे उद्धरीय पितृगण संतर्प्य दक्षिण मानस चलिलेन हर्ष हैया. तवे चलिलेन प्रभु श्री राम गया राम अवतार श्रद्धा करिला आया. He next went to Sri Rama Gaya where he had previously performed Shraddha in his incarnation as Ramachandra. इहो अवतारे से ही स्थाने श्रद्धा करी तवे युधिष्ठिर गेला गौर हरि. In his incarnation he again performed Shraddha at the place. Thereafter Lord Gaur Hari went to Yudhishthira Gaya. पूर्वे युधिष्ठिर पिंड दिलेन तथा से ही प्रीत्य तथा श्रद्धा कैला गौर राय. Yudhishthira Maharaj had previously performed Shraddha here. Out of affection for Yudhishthira Maharaj, Gaur also performed Shraddha there. All the Brahmana there sat around the Lord and directed him in the procedure of Shraddha ceremony. As the Lord performed Shraddha and offered oblations in the water, all the resident Brahmanas grabbed the offerings and ate them. Sri Sachidanand smiled on seeing this, that the Brahmanas were freed from all material bondage. Yeah. That's why when the devotees went to Jagannath Puri every year to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they were not going. They were not following all rules and regulations. They were not directly going to. Generally, we are supposed to go directly. First take darshan, do the fasting, and so many rules are there. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there personally, first we have to meet Guru. If Guru is there, first we have to meet him, not directly jumping onto the darshan of the Lord. So that is, they went to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first. And then Mahaprabhu started distributing them. They're ready to take prasad because once a pure devotee of the Lord, Mahaprabhu is distributing, a pure devotee of the Lord distributing spiritual master, then we should, that is the best. So that is whatever Lord or the pure devotee is giving, then we should ready to accept. That is a mercy. So that is the greatest mercy, Maha Prasad. So that's why the devotees jumped without going to Jagannath Puri temple, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feeding, and then they are ready to accept without fasting, without no other considerations. Sri Sachinandana smiled on seeing this, that the Brahmanas were freed from all material bondage because Mahaprabhu's prasadam they have taken from his hand. The Lord next offered Shraddha at Uttara Manasa. He then went to Bhima Gaya. Thereafter, Lord performed prescribed rites at Shiva Gaya, Brahma Gaya, finally at Sodas Gaya. While at Sodas Gaya, Lord faithfully offered Shraddha with 16 ingredients on behalf of his forefathers. Sodasa refers to the in which the following 16 ingredients are offered: the land, asana, water, cloth, ghee lamp, rice, betel nuts, umbrella, sandalwood paste, flower garland, fruits, bedding, shows, cows, gold, silver. Uh, and so in this way, the 16 items are offered. Tabe Mahaprabhu Brahma Kunde Kari Snana Gaya Sires Asi Karilena Pendadan. Thereafter, Lord took bath at Brahma Kunda and offered oblation at Gaya Sira. Lord then personally worshipped Lord Vishnu's footprint with flower garland and sandalwood paste. After completing his offerings of Shraddha, satisfying the Brahmanas and all at all recommended places, the Lord returned to his room. After he took some rest, then the Lord sat down to cook. Randana Sampurna Hila Hinaya Samaya Ailena Sri Iswarapuri Mahase. As soon as the Lord finished cooking, Sri Iswarapuri arrived there. Prema Yoge Krishna Nama Balite Balite Ailena Prabhu Stane Dulite Dulite. Iswarapuri's head was rolling back and forth in ecstatic love as he arrived there, chanting the names of Krishna. Randana Yediya Prabhu Parama Sambrame Namaskari Tane Vasailena Asane. The Lord immediately left the kitchen and after respectfully offered obeisance, he seated Iswarapuri comfortably. Yes, when our Guru comes, when our advanced devotee comes, we should give up whatever we are doing, even though we might be busy at home talking or whatever. We should give up all those and we should ready to receive, ready to accept. We should go out of our home and receive. This is the etiquette of Vaishnava etiquette to receiving advanced devotee, especially the and the capacity of a spiritual pure devotee of the Lord, such a caliber personality of the Lord, then we should ready to receive him properly. So negligence on our side will create a great havoc. It is the greatest offense. It is neglecting the Lord basically directly. The Lord will never like that. So that's why we have to be utmost attentive in serving. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is showing how he was doing cooking, but he left everything, just came to seat Iswarapuri comfortably. That's what he did. Just now we heard from Lord Krishna how he served Sudama Vipra. Till that point, what did Lord do? He was asking others, dasis and das servants. He was engaging servants to serve other brahmanas before, but they were surprised. This Sudama Vipra, torn clothes, and he was emaciated, and he was such a externally looks like that. But Lord personally took a charge, and he got up from his bed. He was busy, but he got up and directly went out and received Sudama Vipra, put him on the seat personally, and then he massaged and he washed. This is what it is. This is what Lord is teaching. How to serve a Vaishnava. No, pure devotee of the Lord, especially how to serve a Vaishnava. One must know. Without serving the Vaishnava, Hari, Guru, Vaishnava. Guru first, Vaishnava, then Hari. Then only we can attain Lord's mercy. Otherwise, there is no possibility. So that's why Bhakta Bhagavat. So it's very important. Iswapuri smiled and said, "Listen, oh Pandita, I see I have come at the right time." Lord replied, "It will be my good fortune if you accept your meal here today." Iswapuri smiled and said, "Then what will you eat?" The Lord replied, "I will cook again." Iswapuri then said, "What is the need of cooking again? Divide whatever you have in two portions." Lord smiled and said, "If you really want to please me, then eat whatever I cooked. I will cook again within a moment. You take your meal without hesitation." The Lord then gave his meal to Iswapuri and happily went to cook for himself. Iswapuri's mind never deviated from the lotus feet of Krishna. Therefore, the Lord bestowed such mercy on him. So otherwise, what is where is the possibility? Hena Krupa Prabhura Iswapuri Prati Purir O Nahika Krishna Chada Anyamati. That's why we have to take the service very carefully and attentively, because it is Guru's and Krishna's mercy that we are receiving a service of cooking or garlands, whatever the service, and we should do attentively that. So Prabhupada is watching, Guru is watching us, Krishna is watching us, with what mood, how attentive, how much, how we are serving. We should think that Lord is personally there and spiritual master is there. In that, very attentively. We should avoid unwanted things. We should avoid unnecessary talking. We should maintain cleanliness. We should discuss only what is related to service. These are the principles. These are the principles to be followed. This is the what Srila Prabhupada taught us from his personal example and from his lectures, from his books. This is what he is teaching us. The Lord served Iswapuri with his own hands, and Iswapuri thus ate in great ecstasy. At the time, Ramadevi, the goddess of fortune, quickly cooked for the Lord while remaining unseen by all. Then, after the Lord first fed Iswapuri, he happily ate himself. One who hears about the Lord taking his meal with Iswapuri will achieve the wealth of love of Krishna. Wow. How many of you want? Iswapurira संगे प्रभुरा भोजना इहार श्रवणे मिले कृष्ण प्रेम धना तवे प्रभु ईश्वर पुरीरा सर्व अंगे अपाने श्री हस्ते लेपिलेन दिव्य गंधे. The Lord with his own hand then smeared sandalwood paste on the body of Iswapuri. This is what Sri Prabhupada taught us, but we forget time and again. Always we should have the sandalwood paste in the morning, and that sandalwood paste, once after applying to the Lord, we should apply to Sri Prabhupada, and all the devotees used to get Maha. So this is the etiquette, this is the process, but we neglect many times these things. So because then we are not doing proper service. It is not attentive service. That means we are not realizing what how to serve. Shastra, you can see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. He is putting the sandalwood pulp and he is not only feeding but he is serving in all ways, garland and all these things. These are the etiquette. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed in other examples also when devotees came to Jagannath Puri every year. How he served, how he put garland, how he put sandalwood. This is Shastra's instruction. So that's why we have to learn and improve and try to serve in that best capacity as possible. Who has the ability to describe the Lord's love for Sri Iswarapuri. Apane Iswara Sri Chaitanya Bhagavan Dekalena Iswarapurira Janmastan. The Supreme Lord Sri Chaitanya personally visited the birthplace of Iswarapuri. Prabhu Bale Kumar Hattere Namaskar Sri Iswarapurira Yei Grame Vata. The Lord said, I offer my obeisance to the village of Kumar Hatta where Sri Iswarapuri appeared. Lord Chaitanya cried profusely at that place and spoke nothing other than the name of Iswarapuri. कांदिलेन विस्तार चैतन्य से ही स्थाने आरा सभा किचु नाही ईश्वर पुरी विने से ही स्थानेन मृतिका अपने प्रभु तुली लैलेन बहिर्वासे वादी एक जुली. The Lord took some dust from the birthplace of Iswarapuri and tied in his cloth. The Lord said, the dust from the birthplace of Iswarapuri is my life and wealth and the living force. The Lord exhibited such affection for Iswarapuri because he takes pleasure in increasing the glories of his devotees. Prabhu Bale Gaya karite yei ailama satya hila Iswara Purira dekilama. Lord said, I came to Gaya to offer obeisance to my forefather. Now that I have seen Iswarapuri, my journey has become successful. Aradine nibrute Iswarapuri stane mantra diksha chahilena mudra vachane. On another day, the Lord went privately to Iswarapuri and sweet words requested him for initiation. This is called mantra diksha. What is the diksha means? We should know. We might have got initiation, but we don't know what diksha means. Which is not good. We should know what Diksha initiation means. दिव्य ज्ञानमितो यद्यात् कुर्यात् पापस्य संक्षयम् तस्मात् दीक्षेति सा प्रोक्ता देशिका तत्त्वकोविदा. Diksha is the process by which one can awaken his transcendental knowledge and vanquish all reactions caused by sinful activity. That's why we say that Guru takes the all the karma till that point at the day of on the day of initiation. This is the This is the Panchratrik Vidhi, the fire yajna, the name change, the neck beads, all these part of that process, 5 or 6 things to be done. So that is what is called Panchratrika Vidhi. So that's why it is mentioned here. Divyagnan, transcendental knowledge will be given in the heart, and the mantra will be given, and then also all the simple activities till that point will be removed. So that's why it's very, very important to understand what the initiation means. पूरी बले मंत्र वा बालिया कौन कथा प्राण अमीत दिते पारी तुम्हारे सर्वदा. Yeshwar replied, what to speak of mantra? I can give my life to you. Then, in order to instruct everyone, the Lord accepted the 10 syllable mantra from Ishwarpuri. Tabe tanastani stane Siksha Guru Narayana Karilena Dasakshara Mantrena Grahana. This is we have 7 Gayatri mantras in Brahma Mahatma Gaudi Sampradaya. So this is the last one, in the 8th and 9th one. This is the 10 syllable mantra, that one. So this is Diksha, right? So Brahman Diksha, you receive the that's what it is. Even Lord Brahma has received. That's how the knowledge. Tene Brahma Gaya. He received this through the flute sound of Krishna, Krishna Gayatri and Kama Gayatri. The both he received. So Lord then circumlated Iswarpuri and said, I fully surrender myself unto you. Please glance mercifully on me so that I may float in the ocean of love of Krishna. There should be always a prayer like this. You see that? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is praying. Hena subhe drushti tumi karaha mar, hena ami basi Krishna premer sagare. Please glance mercifully on me so that I may float in the ocean of love of Krishna. This should be our prayers. Let me not be attracted by Maya. Let me always engage in pure devotion service. And please, Guru and Guru, let me always have the shelter of my Guru as a menial servant. So that should be our goal. Suniya Prabhura Vakya Sri Yeswarapuri Prabhura Dilena Alingana Vakshe Dhari. Hearing the Lord's words, Sri Yeswarapuri embraced him. The bodies of both became soaked with tears and agitated due to ecstatic love. In this way, while bestowing mercy on Iswarapuri, Sri Gaurahari remained in Gaya for a few days. At that time, as the time became right for the Lord to reveal himself, his loving devotion service increased day by day. Especially because that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. One day the Lord sat down in a solitary place and began to meditate on his 10 syllable mantra. Ekadana Mahaprabhu Vasiya Nibrute Nija Ishta Mantra Dhyana Lagile Karite. Dhyananande Mahaprabhu Bahiya Prakashiya Karite Lagila Prabhu Rodana Dakiya. After some time, when the Lord regained his actual consciousness, he began to shed tears and call for Krishna. So this is what it is. So this is what dhyana means. Visheshato Rupadi Chintanam Dhanam. Dhanam. The transcendental spiritual cultivation of specifically contemplating the forms, names, qualities, and pastimes of the Lord. This is what dhyana means. In the 8th verse of Nectar of Instruction, also Rupa Goswami gives that Tannam Rupa Charital Sukirtan Anusmutyo Tistam Bhaje Tad Anurag Jananugami Kalam Nayed Akilam Iti Upadesaram. In that verse also, he talks about dhyana means Sravanam. Sravana Dasha has to come to Varna Dasha, Varna Dasha has to come to Smarana Dasha. Smarana Dasha, where it is explained, it is like 5 things: reflection, contemplation, meditation, absorption, recollection. These 5 things. This is what actual dhyana, Smarana means, these 5 things. If there is no reflection, if there is no contemplation, there is no absorption, there is no meditation, there is no recollection, where is the question of Smarana? Because we read the verses or we hear, then there is no contemplation, there is no reflection, there is no recollection, there is no meditation. Then how will we improve? There is no way to improve. That's why these things has to be understood thoroughly and then followed through. Followed through. Oh my dear Krishna, oh Father, oh Hari, oh my life and soul, where did you go after stealing my heart? Krishna re, Baap re, Mora Jivana Sri Hari, Kon dile Dike Gila, Mora Prana Kari Churi. I saw my Lord, but now where is he gone? The Lord then began to cry and recite various verses. Prema Bhakti Rasa Magne Kaila Ishvara, Sakala Sri Anga Hila Dulaya Dushara. The Lord was absorbed in the sentiments of ecstatic love and his entire body was covered with dust. Artanada Kari Prabhu Dake Uchai Sware, Kota Gila Bapa Krishna Chadiya Mohare. He loudly cried out in distress, where did you go, leaving me behind, my dear child Krishna? ये प्रभु आचीला अति परम गंभीरा से ही प्रभु हिला प्रेम परम अस्थिरा. That Lord who was previously most brave now became greatly agitated in ecstatic love. Gada Gadi Yayena Kandena Uchasware Basilena Nijabhakti Viraha Sagare. He rolled on the ground and cried loudly and floated in ocean of devotional feelings of separation. That because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to teach this Vipranambhava. Tabe Katakshane Asi Sarva Sishya Gane Susta Karilena Asi Asesha Yatane. Then after some time Nimai students came and classified him with great care. Then Lord said to them, you all go back to Navdeep, I will not return to material life. Prabhu Bale, Tomara Sakale Yeha Gare, Mui Ara Na Yaimu Samsara Bitare. I must go and see Mathura, where I will see the Lord of my life, Sri Krishna Chandra. मथुरा देखिते मुई चालीमु सर्वथा प्राणनाद मोरा कृष्ण चंद्र प्राणयता. So that's why. So Tomar Hode Govind Vishram. That's why we have to serve Vaishnavas. Because by meeting Chaitanya Iswara Puri, by receiving his blessing, by surrendering to him, then here the transformation, ecstatic love has arisen. This is what, that's why the song is there. Tomar Hode Govind Vishram. In Bhakta, in pure devotee of the Lord, Lord Govinda is there. By catching his lotus feet, by hearing, by following him, by submitting, then we can also see Krishna. We can also communicate with Krishna. We can also serve Krishna. We can also develop that love for Krishna. Otherwise, there is no possibility. No possibility. Nana Rupa Sarva Sishya Gana Prabodhiya Stira Kari Rakilena Savaya Miliya. The student tried in various ways to solace the Lord and keep him peaceful. Bhakti Rasi Magna Haya Vaikuntera Pati Chitte Swastaya Na Payena Rahivena Kati. The Lord of Vaikunta, however, was absorbed in devotion sentiment and his heart was agitated. So, how could he remain peaceful? कहारे ना बड़ी प्रभु कटा रात्रि शेषे मथुरा के चलिलेना प्रेमेर आवेशे. Early one morning, without informing anyone, the Lord departed for Mathura in ecstatic love. Krishna re, Bapa re, Mora, Payumu Kataya, Ye Matta Pali Ya, Yayena Gora Rai. Oh, as the Lord Gora walked, he called out, Oh Krishna, oh my dear child, where can I find you? Kata Dura Yaite Sunena Divyavani, Ekane Mathura Na Yaiva Dijamani. After traveling a while, the Lord heard a voice from the sky say, Oh Krishna Jula the Brahmana, don't go to Mathura now. You will go when the appropriate time comes. Now you should return to your house in Navadvip. तुम्ही श्री वैकुंठनाथ लोक निस्तारिते अवतीर्ण हय सबार सहिते. Lord of Vaikuntha, you have appeared along with your associate to deliver the people of the world. Ananta Brahmandamaya Kariya Kirtana Jagatera Vilava Prema Bhakti Dana. When you distribute the wealth of ecstatic love, your Kirtana will inundate innumerable universes. Brahma, Shiva, Sanakadi, Yei Rase Vishpala. महाप्रभु अनंत गायेन ये मंगल ताहा तुमी जगतेर दिवार कारणे अवतीर्ण हय च जानः अपने. You have advantage to distribute the law which Lord Ananta always glorifies and which Brahma, Shiva and the four Kumaras are overwhelmed with. This fact is known to you. सेवक हमारा तबु चाही कही बारा अतएव कहलीना चरणे तुमान अपनार विधाता अपने तुम्ही प्रभु तुम्हारे यही इच्छा से लंघन नहीं कहू. अतएव महाप्रभु चला तुम्ही गरा विलंबे देखी वासी मथुरा नगरा. We are your servant, therefore we offer this reminder at your lotus feet. O Lord, you are supremely independent. Whatever you desire cannot be checked by anyone. Therefore, O Lord, please return home. You will see the city of Mathura later. Sunina Akashvani Sri Gaura Sundara Nivarta Haila Prabhu Harisha Antara. After hearing the voice from the sky, Sri Gaura Sundara was satisfied and stopped his journey. वासाय आसीय सर्व शिष्यर सहित निज गृहे चलिलेन भक्ति प्रकाशिते. Lord returned to his room in Gaya and then took his students back to Navadvip. Where he traveled, where he revealed the devotion service of Krishna. Navadvipe Gaurachandra Karila Vijaya Dine Dine Bade Prema Bhakti Udaya. After Lord Gauranga arrived in Navadvip, his loving sentiment began to increase day by day. The topics of one who hears about the Lord's visit to Gaya will see Lord Gaurachandra in his heart. Wow. यही बात सुनी ईश्वरेर गायाय विजय गौरचंद्र प्रभु तवे तारे मिलीबा हृदय. कृष्ण इसे सुनीते सही कृष्ण संग पाए ईश्वरेर संग तार कबू त्याग नाय. One who hears glorification of Krishna directly associated with Krishna and is never separated from him. अंतर्यामी नित्यानंद बलीला कौतुके चैतन्य चरिता Charitra Kichu Likite Pustake. Lord Nityananda has inspired me from within my heart to describe some of the Lord Chaitanya's pastimes in this book. Sahana Krupaya Liki Chaitanya Kata Swatantra Hite Shakti Mahika Sarvada. Only by his causeless mercy I am able to write these narrations concerning Lord Chaitanya, for I have no independence whatsoever. Kastera Putale Yena Kuhoke Nachaya, Ye Matta Gorachandra More Ye Bulaya. Whatever I describe is only by the direction of Gorachandra, just as a puppet dances only by the direction of the puppeteer. There is no beginning or end of the topics of Lord Chaitanya, yet somehow or other I am trying to glorify him. पक्षी हेरा आकाशेरा अंत नाही पाया यथा दूर शक्ति तथा दूर उदीयाया. As there is no end to the vast sky, the bird only flies as far as it is able. यही मत चैतन्य यशेर अंत नाय यार यथ शक्ति रूप कवे सबे. In a similar way, there is no end to the glories of Lord Chaitanya, so a person can glorify him only as far as he is empowered. I offer my respectful obeisance to the feet of all the Vaishnavas, so they may not consider my offenses. Sarva Vaishnavira Paya Mora Namaskar, Nite Aparar Kichu Nahuka Amar. Very important point. This is Vrindavan Das Thakur, Vyasdev of Gaur Leela. He is submitting on what mood we should have. Imagine. This is such an exalted personality. Anyone who wants to cross the material ocean, merge in the ocean of devotion service, must worship the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda. Samsarera para haya, bhakti sagar, yehi dui ve se baju ka nitay chamdera. हमारा प्रभु श्री गौर सुंदर यही बड़ा बरसा चित्ते धरी नरंतरा. Since Sri Gaura Sundar is the Lord of my Lord, I constantly hope he will bestow mercy on me. Someone says Nityananda Prabhu is Balram, another says he is the most beloved devotee of Lord Chaitanya. Someone else says he is a powerful personality. Another says we don't understand who he is. Someone may consider Nityananda a sannyas, someone may consider him a devotee, someone may consider him a gnani. They may say whatever they like. Even if Nityananda is the most insignificant servant of Lord Chaitanya, I would still keep his lotus feet in my heart. I therefore kick the head of any sinful person who disregards the glories of Lord Nityananda and dares to criticize him. All glory to Lord Nityananda, whose life and soul is Lord Chaitanya. Let me take shelter of your lotus at your lotus feet. Jai Jai Nityananda Chaitanya Jivana, Tumara Charana Mora Hauka Sarana. Tumara Hiya Yena Gaurachandra Gana. Janme Janme Yena Tuma Samhati Vedana. At your as your servant, let me sing the glories of Lord Chaitanya and let me accompany you, Bharta Prabhat. Yehi Sunaya Adikande Chaitanya Kata Tahar Sri Gaurachandra Miliva Sarvada. One who hears the topics of Lord Chaitanya described in Adi Khanda will certainly attain his lotus feet. ईश्वर पुरीरे स्थाने हया विदाय गृहे ऐलेन प्रभु श्री गौरांग राय. After taking leave of Sri Ishwarapuri, Lord Gauranga returned home. Suni Sarva Navadvipa Ila Anandita Prana Asi Dehe Yena Ila Upanita. Everyone in Navadvip was happy to hear of the Lord's arrival. They felt as if their life air had returned to their body. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Chanda Jana Vrindavan Das Tachu Pada Yuga Gana. Accepting Sri Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu as my life and soul, I Vrindavan Das sing the glories of their lotus feet. You can see the consideration as it is mentioned in this verse that Nityananda Prabhu's one must consider very carefully. This instruction is also there in later on, and also how important it is to serve Vaishnavas, as we discussed from this pastime of Lord traveling to Gaya. How important to accept Guru, and how important to serve Guru and follow the orders without any considerations. Is so important as in Haribhakti Vilas also mentioned. Kimcha Sri Bhagavata Bhagavad Ukto Pratamam tu Gurum Pujas Tataschaiva Mama Archanam Kurvan Siddhi Mamapnodhi Anyada Nishpalam Bhavet. One must first worship Guru before you start anything. Before chanting, we chant Guru Pranamanta, Prabhupada Pranamantra. Before service, asking, praying to Guru and Prabhupada and previous acharyas, Nityan to give us the intelligence and strength to execute, to do the proper service. So for everything we need, they're missing. So then only we can do attentive proper service. And we'll see that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is instructing in Antyakanda when he didn't have any faith on Lord Nityananda Prabhu. He couldn't recognize who is Lord Nityananda Prabhu. He had faith in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Krishna, but he didn't have faith. So he approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is instructing this Brahmana by quoting an example from Srimad Bhagavatam. So he asked I cannot understand anything about what Nityananda Avadhut is doing in Navadvip. Everyone says he's sannyasi, but he always choose betel nuts mixed with camphor. So then Mahaprabhu started instructing him, giving with example. Listen, O Brahmana, when one is highly qualified, one is not affected by faults and virtues. Uh, Material piety and sin which arise from good and evil of this world cannot exist within my unalloyed devotees, who being free from material anchoring maintain steady spiritual consciousness in all circumstances. Indeed, such devotees have achieved me, the Supreme Lord, who am beyond anything that can be conceived by material intelligence. Nityananda Swarup is pure, just as lotus leaf is untouched by water. O Brahmana, know for certain that Krishna Chandra always enjoys the pastime in the body of Nityananda. If an unqualified person imitates his behavior, he will suffer and become implicated in sin. If anyone other than Rudra drinks poison, he will certainly die. This is the verdict of all Puranas. Therefore, a person without knowledge who criticizes his activities suffer birth after birth because of his faults. Not only that, further, what to speak of criticizing? If a person even laughs at a qualified person who performs an immoral activity, he is vanquished. This is persons who are qualified as Mahabhagavatas are not to be criticized by those who are less qualified. A person who ridicules the activities of Mahabhagavata is inevitably degraded. So that's what Mahaprabhu said. That's how we have to be careful, not to laugh against especially pure devotee and Vaishnava. We have to be very careful. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started giving a pastime of Krishna Leela. Then Krishna and Balram Devaki asked to get uh, six dead sons. They had eight children, eight and nine. So the first six sons were immediately comes are killed. So that is the thing. She asked to Krishna and Balram to get it. So then Krishna knows everything. He knows past, present, future, what has happened. So then he went to Lord went to Bali Maharaj Sutala. And then Bali Maharaj offered full prayers. And then there's a conversation where it is mentioned that how this because of the sinful comes have killed my mother six sons. Because of this sin he was ultimately killed. Because of constantly remembering and lamenting for those sons, Mother Devaki will distress and cries. Those six sons are here with you. I will take them for my mother's satisfaction. They were perfected beings, grandsons of Brahma. Listen to why they had to suffer so much. These six sons were previously sons of Prajapati Marichi, the son of Brahma. By providence, Brahma once became bewildered by the arrow of Cupid. He gave up all shame and desired to enjoy his daughter. Seeing this, the six persons laughed. For this fault, they immediately fell down. As a result of ridiculing the activities of an exalted personality, they were forced to take birth in the family of demons. Hiranyakashipu gave trouble to the entire universe. These six persons relinquished the bodies of demigods and took birth in his house. These six persons suffered various miseries influenced by Indra's thunderbolt and died. Thereafter, Yogamaya again took them and placed them in the womb of Devaki. Because of the sin incurred by laughing at Brahma, they had to suffer in various ways. From the time of their birth, they suffered unlimited miseries. Although they were his nephews, King Kamsa killed them. Devaki does not know all these confidential topics. So I will return these six sons to my mother. This is the reason I have come to you. You can understand how much one goes through when one ridicules, one laughs at a Vaishnava, and how important it is. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also teaching in another pastime that how important it is to serve Vaishnavas. When Vallabhacharya, Vallabhacharya approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then he is teaching Vallabhacharya and all of us that is there telling, you know everything. So you are able to transform the whole world in Sri Krishna Sankirtan chanting and everything. Then what did Mahaprabhu said? So Mahaprabhu rather said how he learned everything from his devotees, from his associate, from the devotees. This is in Chaitanya Charitamrita Antilila, chapter 7. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, my dear Vallabh Bhatta, you are a learned scholar. Kindly listen to me. I am a sannyasi and my of Mayavad school. Therefore, I have no chance of knowing what Krishna Bhakti is. This is a teaching. How one should be grounded. Always so think that he doesn't know. He is depending everything is the mercy of Guru. He is learning from Vaishnavas. Then he is telling Advait Acharya Gosani Sakshat Iswara Pandra Sangi Amara Mana Haila Nirmala. Nevertheless, my mind has become purified because I have associated with Advait Acharya, who is directly the supreme personality of Godhead. He is teaching one by one. You'll see all the examples. Mahaprabhu is teaching Vallabhacharya because he was proud. That's why he is teaching how to learn everything. How by the mercy of Vaishnava only we can learn, we can obtain Krishna. He is unparalleled in his understanding of all revealed scriptures and devotional service of the Lord Krishna. Therefore, he is called Advaita Acharya. He is such a great personality that by his mercy he can convert even meat eaters to be devotion to the devotion service of Krishna. Who therefore can estimate the power of his Vaishnavism? Lord Nityananda Avadut is directly the supreme personality of Godhead. He is always intoxicated with madness of ecstatic love. Indeed, he is the emotion of love of Krishna. Then further he is talking about Sarvama Bhattacharya perfectly knows the six philosophical theses. He is therefore the spiritual master of the entire world in teaching six paths of philosophy. He is the best of devotees. This is Brahaspati appearing in Gaur Lila as Sarvama Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya has shown me the limit of devotion service. Only by his mercy have I understood the devotion service to Krishna is the essence of all mystic yoga. तेन देकाइल मोरे भक्ति योग परा तांड्र प्रसादे जानीलोन कृष्ण भक्ति योग सा. Mahaprabhu is teaching that he learned from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Now he is going to talk about others also. Ramananda Raya Krishna Rasera Nidhan. Tena Janilo Krishna Swayam Bhagavan. Sri Ramananda Raya is ultimate knower of transcendental mellows of Lord Krishna's devotion service. He has instructed me that Lord Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. See how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is instructing. Through the mercy of Ramananda Raya, I have understood that ecstatic love of Krishna is the highest goal of life and that spontaneous love of Krishna is the highest perfection. The servant, friend, superior, conjugal love are the shelters of transcendental mellows called Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Sringar. I can see how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is instructing Vallabhacharya and all of us how one should be always as a menial servant of Guru and Vaishnavas. Further instructing how he learned. Ramananda Roy is extremely aware of transcendental mellows. He is incessantly absorbed in the happiness of ecstatic love of Krishna. It is impossible to describe the influence and knowledge of Ramananda Roy, for only by his mercy have I understood the unalloyed love of the residents of Vrindavan. You can see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings. Further, now they are talking about next devotee. Haridas Thakur, teacher of the holy name, is the most exalted of all pure devotees. Even every day he chants 300,000 names of the holy names of the Lord. Haridas of Thakur, Mahabhagavat Pradhan, Pratidina Laya Tenho, Tina Laksha Mana, Tina Laksha Nama. I have learned about the glories of the Lord's holy name from Haridas Thakur, and by his mercy I have understood these glories. So, see this. Acharya Ratna, Acharya Nidhi, Gadadhar Pandit, Jagadananda, Damodar, Shankara, Vakreshwara, Kashishwara, Mukunda, Vasudeva, Murari, and many other devotees have descended in Bengal to preach to everyone the glories of the holy name of Krishna and value of love for him. I have learned from them the meaning of devotional service to Krishna. See that. Knowing that Vallabha Bhatta's heart was full of pride, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke those words, hinting at how one can learn about devotional service. So that's how we have to learn from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings. Bhattara Hridaye Druda Abhiman Jani Bhangi Kari Mahaprabhu Kaha Etavani. To remove that pride, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu specifically on Prabhupada purports in that verse 7, chapter 53rd verse in Antilila. Vallabh Bhatta was greatly proud of his knowledge in devotion service. Therefore, he wanted to speak about Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu without understanding Lord's position. Lord therefore hinted in many ways that if Vallabh Bhatta wanted to know what devotion service actually is, he would have to learn from all the devotees he mentioned, beginning with Advaita Acharya, Lord Nityananda, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and Ramananda Raya. As Swarup Damodar has said, if one wants to learn meaning of Bhagavatam, one must take lessons from the realized soul. One should not proudly think that one can understand the transcendental loving service of the Lord simply by reading books. One must become a servant of a Vaishnava, as Narottam Das Thakur has confirmed. Chadiya Vaishnava Seva Nistara Paiche Keva. One cannot be in transcendental position unless one very faithfully serves a pure Vaishnava. One must accept a Vaishnava Guru, Adho Guru Ashram, and then by questions and answers, one should gradually learn what pure devotion service to Krishna is. This is called Parampara system. Such a significant statement we see. That's why Chaitanya Charitamrita and Chaitanya Bhagavat, all these are the wonderful examples, lessons one must learn about the teaching, how one should conduct, how one should learn, how one can receive mercy, how we can attain Krishna Prema. Now that the further pastimes of this Lord traveling to Gaya from Chaitanya Mangal by Lochan Das Thakur. In Navadvip, Viswambar merrily spent his time with his friends and family. This will be sweet pastimes. Lord beautifully executed the various rituals and devotedly taught the Vedas to a group of students. The leading Brahmanas of Nadia praised Prabhu for his exemplary actions. Lord Gauranga easily defeated the genius of Brahaspati, who knows the essence of this Sarvama Bhattacharya. This is only natural since Gauranga is God himself, that very source of the Vedas. Who can estimate the glories of disciples who are learning from the Guru of the universe? Prabhu Viswambar, the husband of millions of Saraswatis, also showered his mercy on the local Panditas by giving the essence of knowledge. In this way, Gaurasundara instructed the residents of Navadvip. One day, Prabhu decided to visit Gaya. He could worship the lotus feet of Gadadhar Vishnu. He would also distribute Vishnu Prasad to help his forefathers. Many Brahmanas joined the Lord's party. Seeing her son about to leave, Sachimata burned with anxiety. Singing heavily, she said in a voice choking with tears, "Listen, Viswambar, again you are going to distant country. In your absence, my house will become enveloped in darkness. You are my only guide, like a walking stick to a blind man. You are the start of my eyes. You are the star of my eyes. You are the soul of this body. Without you, I have no one. You are visiting Gaya to deliver your ancestors. So, what more can I say?" Lord Goranga consoled Satyamata with sweet words. "Mother, I always think that I am staying with you. Don't lament. Please allow me to be a dutiful son and offer Vishnu Prasad to my forefathers. Women, children, old men, lame men, and even birds, beasts ran to see the Lord as he traveled to Gaya. The residents of every street passed by Viswambar became enchanted by the beautiful sight of the Lord. Without telling their husbands, housewives left their families and excitedly ran to embrace Gauranga with their eyes. They shouted, "Look, here comes Sri Hari of Raja." In this way, wherever Gaurasundara traveled, the people raced after him simply by his presence. Lord Gauranga inundated everyone in an ocean of love. Once while walking, Gauranga suddenly saw a pair of deer amorously sporting together. Seeing this, the Lord laughed like a worldly man. Then Viswambara explained to his associate that if people don't worship Krishna, they will behave just like animals. They will become mad with lust, anger, greed, and illusion. The same consciousness found in the animals also found in humans. The only difference is that animals are devoid of Krishna consciousness. A man who doesn't serve Krishna is called an animal. After saying this, the Lord, spiritual master of all the world, to who fulfill everyone's desires, continued his journey to Gaya. Gauranga drinks Brahmana's foot water. Lord Gaurasundra bathed in a Shira river. Then he joyfully worshipped the deity and his ancestors according to Vedic rules. He took rest near the hill in a Brahmana's house. A Brahmana traveling with Viswambar found fault with one of the local Brahmanas, even though he was acting properly as per the traditions of that region. Detecting this disrespectful mentality, Viswambar decided to teach that Brahmana how to behave properly toward another Brahmana. By his own arrangement, Lord Viswambar suddenly broke out in a high fever. All his associates felt apprehensive to see Mahaprabhu's condition. The Lord said, "Please listen. Some mistake must have occurred when I worshipped my forefather. There are always some obstacles in the performance of any auspicious activity. Because of this, I am now suffering. Please give me the water that was used to bathe the Brahmana's feet. Drinking that water will remove my some sins and suffering, such as my fever." Hearing the Lord's request, local Brahmana stepped forward, offering his own food water for Mahaprabhu's service. Vishwambar promptly drank that water, and once his fever disappeared. The Lord thanked the Brahmana. The offensive Brahmana who was traveling with the Lord's party said, "My Lord, you suffered due to my offensive mentality. On seeing the customs of local Brahmana, I became critical, yet you have shown your devotion to them. Please forgive me for my offense. You are keeping Bhrugu's footprint on your chest proves how devoted you are to the Brahmanas." That's why Lord Krishna says, "Sadhu Hridayam Mahyam Sadhuram Tu Aham Hridayam Aham." They are Janante, Madhyam, Mahakapi. So I am there always in my heart of my devotees. They are also in my heart. They know only me, I know only them. That's what Lord Krishna is telling. The same thing here. You are keeping Bhrugu's footprints on your chest proved how devoted you are to the Brahmanas. Thus addressing the local Brahmana whom he had offended, that repentant Brahmana said, "All glories to you, O king of the Brahmanas. By serving you, one can attain all perfection. I bow down to you. You are the most beloved of the Brahmanas and of the compassionate Gaur Hari." After hearing this confession from the Brahmana, Vishwambar forgave him and other Brahmanas in his party. The Lord instructed, "Don't criticize the Brahmanas of this country, for they are worshippers of Madhusudana Krishna. One cannot be a Brahmana unless he worships the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, as stated in the Puranas. Even if a person is born of a Chandala caste, if he has devotion for Lord Vishnu, he is superior to a Smartha Brahmana. But a Brahmana devoid of Vishnu Bhakti is lower than a Chandala." Now, Gauranga shows Vraja Bhakti in Gaya. In this way, Gaurari patterned the Brahmana, continuing his pilgrimage. Lord arrived in Rajagiri, an important holy place. Viswambar bathed in Brahmakunda, worshipped the deity, and gave charity. Eager to see Lord Vishnu's feet, Lord hurried to Gaya. On the way, he met Iswarapuri, Mahabhagavata, and renowned sannyasi. Falling at the feet of Iswarapuri and with tear-filled eyes, Lord Gaurachandra said, I am fortunate to get darshan of your feet. Please tell me how I can cross the ocean of material existence. Please give me the devotion for the lotus feet of Krishna. This body is meaningless without receiving initiation into the Krishna mantra. Puranas proclaim this, and saints conquer. Privately, Iswar whispered Hare Krishna mantra to Viswambar. Immediately, the Lord lost control of himself. He cried out in excitement, Radha, Radha, Radha. Waves of happiness inundated the Lord. Remembering past tense of Raja, Viswambar became absorbed in relishing the sweet taste of Madhurya. Then, overcome with the sentiments of Radharani, he shouted, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Laughing loudly, Gaura cried, Vrindavana, Govardhana, Kalindi, Yamuna. After a brief pause, the Lord called out, Balarama, Sridhama, Sudama, Nanda, Yashoda. Thinking of his cause, he called Davali, Soholi. At another moment, he became restless and roared, Saki. Entering the mood of Dasya Bhav, Viswambar, holding a piece of straw in his mouth, declared, I have killed Agasur, Putan, and other Asuras, and I held up Giri Govardhan. Next moment, he stood in his traditional threefold bending form, gently playing a flute. Then, with a look of astonishment on his face, Gaurari glanced in all directions. With tears rolling down in his cheeks and choked up voice, Viswambar spoke softly to his guru, By your mercy, my life has become successful. My material existence has stopped. By this, Viswambar showed the perfect example of Guru Bhakti devotion to one's spiritual master. Moving on, the Lord came to the Phalgu river. He laughed and recalled some previous pastimes which filled him with mixed feelings of joy and sorrow. While remembering Sita Devi appeared to enter into the stage of bewilderment. In Treta Yuga, Lord Rama had come here with his consort Sita. Viswambara took bath, offered pinda, prasada to his forefathers, and worshipped the demigods. In the name of Jagannath Mishra, his father, Lord, gave charity to the Brahmanas. In order to worship the demigods and his forefather Lord visited various holy places. In the south, he saw Udupi, and in the north, he visited Jola. In those places, Lord distributed charity to the Brahmanas in the name of his forefather. In a happy mood, Lord Gauranga finally arrived in Gaya. There he offered Pinda on 16 different altars. With great enthusiasm, the Lord approached the sacred stone bearing the impression of Lord Vishnu's lotus feet. The Lord was thinking, Today, with these eyes, I will see the lotus feet of Vishnu. After joyfully offering his Dandavat, Viswambar sat down and said, Everyone, please listen. Although now I am seeing the footprints of Lord Vishnu, why am I not becoming overwhelmed with love? Gauranga bathed the lotus feet of Vishnu and caressed them with love. By touching Lord Vishnu's lotus feet, Viswambar immediately manifested symptoms of pure bhakti. Gauranga cried, shivered, and became stunned in ecstasy. After completing the ritual, the Lord Gauranga danced jubilantly along with the Brahmanas in his party. A few days later, Gauranga, thinking to visit Mathura, told the Brahmana, Let's go to Vrindavan. The Brahmana felt hesitant about the Lord's proposal since they didn't have enough money for the trip. Gaurasundra said, When a man is born, his eating habits are born with him. Without understanding, he engages in a varieties of understanding he engages in varieties of works. But if one serves Krishna, he becomes successful and attains to perfection. However, if he doesn't serve Krishna, then he drowns in the ocean of mercy. After seeing this, Gaurachandra, with his compassion, and his companions left for Vrindavan. Suddenly, from the clouds rumbling above, a voice proclaimed, "O Mahaprabhu Vishwambar, please listen, don't go to Vrindavan, return to your home. Later, when you take sannyas, you will go on pilgrimage and visit Vrindavan." Considering this, Lord Gauranga changed his mind and walked back to Navadvip. After arriving in Navadvip, Vishwambar paid a visit to Sachimata and bid adieu to his Brahmana companion. Sachimata cheerfully sat her son on her lap and cried in love. She showed body symptoms of divine ecstasy like horripilation and trembling. The residents of Nadia, bursting with joy, ran as fast as they could see to the Lord. Although she felt boundless bliss within her heart, Vishnupriya restrained herself before the Lord. Lochandas happily described the transcendental pastimes of Lord Gauranga. The glories of Navadvip was unparalleled. Navadvip overflows with discussions about the nectarian qualities and pastimes of Lord Gauranga. These topics far surpass the limits of Vedic wisdom. Hearing these subjects create auspiciousness and awaken the love of God. Even Lord Shiva, Sukadeva, Lakshmi, and Ananta thinks themselves fortunate if they can hear these topics. Mm. Uh, this way, Lord, this in this way it ends. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's travel to Gaya. beautiful pastimes and these many wonderful instructions we get. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta ki jai.